morning, East Castle Place residents. How are we doing today? It's a beautiful day out there again today. The meteorologists have apparently gotten it wrong a couple times, but that's all right. We'll take the weather. Welcome to this edition of Coffee with Tyler. I hope you have your drink of choice in hand, whether that be a coffee or your favorite tea or what have you. Join me in taking a sip of that deliciousness. Alright, well, of course, coming to you live from my office again. Lindsay Hall remains busy and with different recordings and things of that nature, so hope you all don't mind my maybe a little bit of a mess. But nonetheless, I like to think it's a controlled chaos, right? Alright, so on the docket today, we'll just give you a brief update regarding COVID-19 and the memo that you will be receiving if you haven't been in receipt of that already. We'll also be talking about the state of the castle. That'll be airing as well. And finally, just some minor miscellaneous items that have come up and just some other updates. So again, hope you're doing fantastic out there. Hopefully, I've seen many of you outside for a couple of walks. That's fantastic. It's a little warm, a little muggy right now, but I think we're supposed to see a little bit cooler weather this weekend. So, nonetheless, all right, COVID-19, where are we at? Well, as the memo read last week, we are starting testing in our skilled nursing side this week, and so of course we hope that we have negative results from that, and then from there we'll go to employees at the health center, and from there tiering down. A number of you have asked, when can I get tested? And again, because the independent living area is not regulated, although important, you are further down, I guess, on the tiers and phasing of when you will be tested here at East Castle Place. So I encourage you that if you do want to get tested, and that is something that you are asking for, you can chat with me, you can chat with Teresa. There are testing sites set up in Milwaukee. But again, as far as the governor's orders back in early May, that is for long-term care, which again is the skilled nursing area, and that is our priority at this point to meet the state and federal compliance aspect. We'll be taking it down from there to memory support, assisted living, and then independent living. Employees are going to be phased in with that as well. So again, as I know more from those results, you will know more as well. Again, we are hoping for negative results. But again, this is all in an effort to help us better understand and continue tracing that COVID-19. And once we have that information, again, information is knowledge, is the old adage, we'll work through that. In the same vein, as you see Wisconsin, and as I mentioned in a number of memos, begin to reopen, East Castle Place is starting to take a look at the reopen, or actually I'll call it relaxing the restrictions. And again, I don't want to get all your hopes up at this point that everything is going to be open, because that's not the case. In the first phase of the relaxation of the restrictions, which will happen June 2nd, tentatively right now, June 2nd, is two items. The fitness center will open, and it will be opening underneath a supervised and restricted time frame. So the hours right now are slated from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sign up at the front desk. A memo will be attached with that. Willie will be in the fitness center during that time, supervising to ensure masks are being worn and sanitation of the treadmills and new steps are taken care of. And secondarily of it, there is no more than 3 individuals, so you'll see 3 time slots. You do have to sign up. If you do not sign up and you just show up in the fitness center and there's already 2 or 3 individuals in there, you will be asked to leave. Now, again, I'm asking for your cooperation in this, and I know that it may be sensitive, or you may not agree with it, but again, 3 is the limit from a social distancing standpoint as well as a sanitation and control standpoint. I want to emphasize the pool is not open at this time. Again, the pool is not open. as of June 2nd. Some of you may say, well, Tyler, I may be the only one in the pool. What's the harm? Again, we're working through that, again, with some guidance from LCS, our management company, as well as, again, the sanitary restrictions are just a piece of that. And again, I don't want to take off more than I can chew, essentially, and same thing with Willie. I don't want to have to monitor that area as well as the fitness center. So I want to see, first and foremost, how the fitness center goes, and then go from there. Again, this is the first phase. And second piece of the relaxed standards we are going to open up the salon. So PS Salon will begin taking reservations or appointments rather. They will reach out to you or you will reach out to them. Again, note the memo. But there is an authorization form that is now required that basically allows you to say what hairstyle you want or shampoo, etc. And then you're authorizing that you're wanting to do this. It's the step that we, in partnership with PS Salon, are comfortable with. It's just I guess a comfortability so you know what to expect, we know what to expect, and we're on the same page. So again, I know many of you out there may say, well, great, I'm going to get my haircut right away. Again, it's going to be restricted right now to the one main salon next to Mike Brever's office, next to the resident store. Again, we want to make sure there's a sanitary area to make that happen. And again, that's also going to be allowing the stylist to make sure she's able to do with the proper protocols and make sure it's safe for her as well as our residents of East Castle. Once we get through this first phase, which right now is slotted for 2 weeks, we will be able to further loosen some of the areas and restrictions. But again, this first phase is really a kind of an opportunity for us to reintroduce some items, reintroduce some of that vital pieces of the organization, all while maintaining a safe practice. Masks are still going to be required in any of those areas, especially in those areas. You will still be tempted upon entering the community, and you will still need to tell us any and every symptom that you may have, like you need to always have been doing during this time. And I urge you, if you are symptomatic, to call Teresa and stay in place. Again, that is our best defense. Again, we need to continue partnering together. You have been incredible during this entire time. And again, like I've told my staff, like I've spoken with others, this is not a sprint. This is not a, oh, we're open. Again, I know that there's areas of Wisconsin that are open, and they're open to the point of safe social distancing to a degree. I know there's a number of news stories out there. And again, I'll say it in the state of the castle, I'll say it now. Regardless of where you are on the we need to stay shelter in place or we need to be out open and completely open, Tyler, and the majority of you are going to fall somewhere in between that. And again, I've said it before, regardless of your political stance, we need to continue to work together. And again, we need to continue to be there for each other during this marathon. Senior living was the first ones to shut down. As you remember, back in March, we didn't close, we restricted the activities that we had. Through this entire thing, I would never say we were closed. We still provided a service, we still delivered services, we were still taking care of our residents. It was a different manner. That different manner is still happening. Even as we start to loosen these restrictions, we are still going to be implementing and requiring certain things of you, of our employees, and I want to stress that. Again, we've been successful because we've adhered to the restrictions. We've been successful because, again, we've been very proactive in some of these areas. And again, I don't, want that to, become short-sighted and say, well, Tyler, we've been so good, just let us do our thing, let us open. We can't do that. So again, we're opening these two areas from a Phase 1A type of standpoint. Phase 1B is slotted for 2 weeks after. I just want to see how things are going. Again, this, as I've said before, it's going to be very strategic, very much methodical in how we do this. So again, I can, and the director team, you as residents can manage this change. So it's going to be pretty methodical. again, as we still are in the crux of it, COVID-19 has not gone away. However, our percentages from the state of Wisconsin have dropped. They've gone from anywhere between 3% up to 6%, somewhere in that range. And again, those are cases testing positive. And as you know, Wisconsin has been very aggressive in their testing. So again, we're working with that. Our employees are still in the same restrictions, again, from the temperature standpoint, from the mask standpoint. Again, some of you may have mentioned from over the weekend, sometimes it seems to lax. I reminded the directors, I reminded the director on call to be extra aware of that piece of the COVID-19 restrictions we have for the employees. And so again, keep me in the loop, but again, I ask that you also hold yourself accountable, and we'll hold our staff accountable. So again, that's a lot to take in. I assure you that it will be in written format with your memo. Follow those steps. Again, that June 2nd date is the tentative date, so next Tuesday. And I know questions are going to come in tomorrow and Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and that's why I want to do on a Tuesday and not necessarily on a Monday. And so we'll work through those processes together, like we have been this entire time. So that was a lot of information. So I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of coffee here. So, and again, I've said it once, I'll say it 100 times, I'll scream it from the mountains. I guess we don't have mountains, I'll scream it from the cliffs over on La Crosse. I'm so blessed to be at a community like East Castle Place, to be a part of East Castle Place and be during this time, this unprecedented time, to have the surrounding staff, to have the surrounding residents that, and it's just a fantastic group of individuals that together have come and you know, kind of taken a stand together, worked through the concerns that we have together. It's incredible, and I truly believe East Castle Place strong, ECP strong, a model that we've had, has never been truer, and it's not going to be truer as we continue on this journey. So again, as this water bottle says, ECP strong. Again, these were given to all of our employees that says, I'm a hero, ECP strong. There was an article in the Castle Connections, I believe, mentioning some of that. Again, I love the Castle Connection. I'll just put a side note there. Laura and the team, and ultimately what you have produced, it's something that I enjoy, and what I come to on my Friday morning over a cup of coffee in my office. I'll read through that. I can also tell you our board of directors receives that. They are absolutely enthralled with it. They love the information. So again, thank you for that. If there's questions, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm here, and let me know. All right. A couple other things COVID related, or not COVID related, rather East Castle Place related, rather. Heating and cooling. It's Wisconsin, and all of a sudden Wisconsin said, hey, we're going to get really hot, really humid. Eric and the team have been working diligently up to this point, and will continue throughout the summer to make sure your apartments are cooled. Please just make a call down to the front desk, and we'll try to get attain that as quickly as possible. Again, we know that the systems sometimes are finicky, but fortunately we have a very talented group of maintenance guys, maintenance staff that are working through that for us. I know my office, as well as some of us in Bradford Terrace, are a little warm right now. There's a part that broke as we started up the air handler on this side. That part is on order hopefully by next week, optimistically. We'll be back cool. And again, hopefully Wisconsin also gives us a little bit of a break here coming into Thursday, Friday, Saturday with a little bit of cool down. Hopefully today is right around 80 degrees. It is the warmest. So again, if you have those cooling issues during the summer, let us know. We're here for you. I can't help what the big guy upstairs is doing as far as or the state of Wisconsin is doing from its temperature, but I can help hopefully control as well as, well, you don't want me touching your cooling system. All of a sudden you'll be in the heat mode, but our maintenance team, again, here 7 days a week for you. So let us know. Again, when you're outside, I'll put a plug in for our dietitian and for Carlos, and just your overall health. And really, if you are outside, especially on days like today where it's hot and it's humid, drink water. I have a water bottle here as well that I often refill 3 to 4 times a day as I'm running around. It's just good. Stay hydrated. Hydration is so key. I have to remind myself sometimes, so I'm reminding you. Please stay hydrated. Please, please, please stay hydrated. When you're working outside in the beautiful garden, stay hydrated, all right? If you can do that for me, I would be thankful forever. All right. Another piece, just as we start with the transportation, I know we're still doing grocery delivery and things of that nature. Do know that we are starting to see some of the medical appointments come back in line. We need to start drawing some of those grocery deliveries back a little bit. So I've talked with Laura. She's talking with the transportation staff. We may be going back to more of a Monday, Wednesday, Friday grocery delivery. I know many of you have kind of had the on-demand type of service. I just ask for your patience and understanding that if you do put in your grocery order, there may be a slight delay. So again, I would encourage you to write your list down, and the team's going to do our best to fulfill that. But it may look slightly different from the on-demand Monday through Friday type of service to more of a segmented service. But again, our groceries will still be delivered. Meals are still going to be delivered to you. That program has not changed. And again, all of our activities are still coming to you live on channel 955. And the restrictions that are in place for visitors are still the same. Those have not lifted. So again, just a few reminders as we continue this marathon. And so again, we're going to start relaxing some of the restrictions. Again, oftentimes it's considered reopening. I'll tell you, we have not been closed. There's been a number of hours that have been put in by the team that would prove that we continue to remain in operations and have throughout this time. So again, thank you. Again, I guess I just sometimes get a loss for words just because of everything that's going on. But again, I wouldn't do it any other way. All right. Well, that is pretty much the questions. Again, there's a lot more in the state of the castle, things of that nature that'll be forthcoming. So I don't want to steal the thunder from anyone that presented in there. But again, if there's anything we can do for you, let us know. If there's questions or concerns, I love seeing the emails. I love the drop-bys. I love the phone calls. I'd rather be able to respond to you or your loved one's questions at the beginning, and so we don't create mountains out of what could be molehills or little things that are maybe a little concern to you now. Let me know. Let the director team know that's what we're here for. I encourage you to do that because again, I know and I know this has been tough. It's been difficult, and I'm not saying that it's been easy. It's been a far, far stretch from that. But again, to tell you that I would be anywhere else would be a lie. I absolutely love coming to see our staff work very diligently, very hard, and I love seeing the smiling faces that you all show, as well as the words of encouragement that you and your loved ones share. It's truly, truly incredible. So with that, stay strong, stay ECP strong. Again, we will get through this together. We'll continue to provide you updates, provide you communications through all of this time. Again, I'm so fortunate, so thankful for each of you. As always, I'm going to sign off with a sip. Enjoy the beautiful weather, hopefully, for you. It's looking beautiful out there. And enjoy the rest of your day. As always, stay ECP strong and enjoy the rest of your day.